Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Welcome to all the guests. We have a chashva guest here. Man with a beard and a gun. You're from? Muncie. We're not going to say your name online. But Shalom Aleichem, you met official on the flight. You coming to us for a Suda or something?
No.
All right. Boys, I need your help here. After Shir last night, so about 10:30, I recorded this. It's already ready, but I need you, especially. The last line, I think we can do a little better before it goes out. You hear this? Here he goes. Rabbi, here he goes. Rabbi Isai, in just a few days, we're starting a brand new Masechta, Masechta Zvachim. Take this opportunity to join us. Get into the daf, hear it, feel it, see it, experience it like you've never experienced learning before. It'll cause you to fall in love with learning all over again. Masechta Zvachim, starting now.
Is this the Daf Yomi shiur?
Okay, so that line, maybe could we say better? Funnier? Huh? Is this the Daf Yomi shiur? Huh? Leave it? Just leave it as is?
Yeah.
Levi says to me, okay. I thought we could do better. No, it's not the Kohen Gadol. Look here.
Very good.
How do you join? Here. Oh, great question. Here. If you go to the MDY bot. What?
Where's Rosh Hashanah?
Who's?
Rosh Hashanah.
I'll tell you where it is. It's where you were for the last month. MDY bot. Where were you for the last month? Alaska. Yeah, Alaska. That's where he was. I know. I saw. Geschmack stuff. I got to get to it. Not kidding. There was some sort of kink in the email pipe, and it opened up yesterday. And Shimmy says, "Oh, there's a little bit of a problem." He sends me like 200 emails this morning. Here, take from July. Like one of the email addresses went there. So, anyways, this MDY bot, if you have it. If you don't, put it on your WhatsApp. It's Geschmack. You type in the word daf, you get the daf. You type in location, it'll show you what, especially in Israel, we have 22 locations, it'll show you where the location is. Another thing you could type in Hebrew or in English, you write the word status, S-T-A-T-U-S, and a bunch of pictures, videos. This video, Lamashal, will be on there. Goes right into your phone, and then you just push forward, and the first thing that usually pops up on your WhatsApp is status. And you click status, boom, you get people to join the daf. The boy says a picture of the Chusin and Yossi Klan all the way on the left, and his Mechitin of Goldschmidt, the Rosh Koilel, Goldstein. I was told that the Chas is going to be Udra time before Pirim. Oh, last night in Mills Shir, we had this guy, a Chayal, I guess, or something else. He was live from the Tzafon, from his base. Oh, we have a special guest here.
Dearest Rebelli introducing a special surprise. The one and only Avon Freed here in Australia. We just, Baruch Hashem, had 2 sold-out concerts.
In Melbourne, 2,200 people can own a hotel.
I hear a voice. So, Rabbi
Sorry.
I know that Tanya is a very famous Gemara song, and you sing it when you get to that daf. And Dido Bay is a very famous Gemara song. But I am told by Rabdo that there's a new song now that's sweeping the country. All both are doing the daf, and that is Kol Yisro Will. Kol Hashanot Sim Yesh Lohem Eren.
Yesh Lohem Chelek Le'olam Haba.
Kol Yisro Will Yesh Lohem Chelek.
Yesh Lohem Chelek Le'olam Haba.
Ay, 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 kol השרוצים יש לו הנרס של נחש. Rabbi, I listened to this. I didn't know about this. There's a yeshiva in Yerushalayim called Ziv Yisrael in the Old City, and they did the entire Mesechtes Avodah Zarah with us, together with the Rosh Yeshiva. One of the Bachrim came last night. He just so happened to be here last night. He was on a radio station, and the guy said, go to MDY, and he gave him a suit on a Kol Chai, whatever. So he showed up last night, and I just happened to show this. And he says, I go to that yeshiva, and we learned it together. So they have a screen there in this yeshiva. They learned Be'ez Hashem, many yeshivas to come.
Erev Tov Raboisai. Leilu Nishma Simi Morozen.
Oh, Taka, Lilu Nishma Simi Merosi Ruspas Mordechai. I think I forgot to say it. Lilu Nishma Simi Merosi Ruspas Mordechai. Bergenfield Teaneck Shear is live Thursday nights. Here we go. I even see Fischl in this picture, by the way. If you're looking closely, you can see him. Here we go. Check this out. See that? Right over there. This was Motzi Shabbos at the Shabbaton. Look at the Achdus over here. Look at this. Eitan G with the Stramel. And he says, Zev Teller, anybody who wants a picture could just email him to that Gmail address. There's no words to describe what an unbelievable Shabbos, one of the best Shabbosim in my life. I'm already saving up for next year. My wife also loved it. That was one of the things that the women, they were so into it. Okay. MDY Cleveland Siyum, Rabbi Isai, big Siyum. Yesterday, when I mentioned the Siyum for the tri-state, I didn't realize then, they told me afterwards, that Ben Schwartz, Dr. Ben Schwartz, he's sponsoring the entire Siyum. Come, be mechazik. It's a place where you get to know other people and you bring Torah alive. It's not just on a device, it's a live thing. So here we have in Cleveland also a beautiful Siyum. Alexander Charlop is going to speak. Mesechta sponsor David Salomon and dedicated in memory of Avi Moiri. Reb Shmuel Baruch ben Reb Chaim Tzvi Doiv. Mesechta sponsor anonymous Hatzlach Baruch Nizvi Gash Vizluchus Chenu Bnei Yisrael. Joel Gedalius, Leon Ishmas, my father Jack Gedalius. Co-sponsors Motley Anonymous from London Hatzlach in business. Parnas Hayoim for the Koilol. Morris Elbaz, Lili Nishmat, Ora Bat Zakia. Monthly sponsors TCS Israel, powered by Talk and Save. Aaron Kessler, in honor of the marriage of my son and my daughter. Am I relocating to Eden Gardens in Orlando, Florida? Anonymous from London, Hatzlocha Beparnosa. Sami Rosenfelder, Lili Nishmas, my mother Miriam Rivka Bas Yitzchak, on her 46th yard side in Rosham Shalav and Aliyah. Anonymous, Refor Shlema for Sarah Bas Henschel. Hamesifta Retention Group. I don't know, somebody tell me what that is. Happy birthday, Chaim Kuftal. And the way art monthly Refor Shlema Yonatan Eitan ben Bashev Bracha. Refor Shlema Mordechai ben Esther. Refor Sayel Daniel Zev ben Ayel Esther. Amen. The boys say we have a bunch of Agadita, then we have an easy Sugya, and then we have Agadita again. We're holding by Dorash Rabbah. 15 lines from the bottom. Maidichsiv. Agadita. It says in the pasuk, Och Nifsha. We have a rebellious brother, Mikiryas Oiz, from the city of Oiz of strength. Umedyanim Oiz, Azus, Oiz, Umedyanim. Dyanim is a lotion of like fighting. Kivriach Harmon, like the bolt of a castle. Avnishah Mikiryas Oiz, Eloy Shepirish Mavram. This light that distanced himself from Avram Avinu. Umedyanim Kivriach Harmon, Shehitil Midyanim and Yisrael Amon. He caused fighting between Midyan and Klal Yisrael. Shenemar leYovi Amoini uMeYovi b'Kahal Hashem. Why not? Why can't the Meyovi al Davar Shleikidmu Eschem Belechem B'Mayim? The idea of Chesed, of doing Chesed with the other. I heard a beautiful story. I'd like to share with you. It's real. We'll do it quick. Bacher came to Hebron to interview, and he was very tired. So one of the Bachrim offered him his bed. The guy goes to sleep in the bed, and he wakes up and he's like, "Where's the guy?" He probably also needs this, it's the break. So he looks around for him and he finds the guy in the bathroom cleaning a toilet. He says, "My hi, what are you doing?" He says, "Oh, the workers that usually clean the bathrooms, they're on strike. So we made a toranut, a rotation. The rotation. Today's my rotation to clean the toilets." So the guy goes, he's schmoozing with the Bachram there, and he tells him, it's interesting about the rotation you guys have here in Hebron. He says, what rotation? What are you talking about, rotation? He says, the guy said there was a strike. He says, yeah, there's a strike, but there's no rotation. Turns out that this Bacher, Aviezer Piltz, who later became the Reshiva of Tifra, gives up his bed, and he made his own rotation. He's cleaning the toilets. He's a big masmid, of course, but he's also cleaning toilets. Chesed. So Zog the Gemara. Dorash Rava Vitema Rabbi Yitzchak Meidach Siv L'Sava Yevakish Nifrod B'chol Tushia is Galo. L'Sava Yevakish Nifrod is a loit Shenifrad Mavram. He separated himself from Avram. B'chol Tushia is Galo. His Galo is a lotion of to reveal. Shen Galo Kloinim Bevatim Knesiyos Bevatim Midrashos. What he did privately with his daughters became famous everywhere. In all the yeshivas, they learned this. The Snan Amoinu Mayavi Asurin Israelon. You never marry into them. So over here, once again, we have the same concept, the same theme. Two people do the same act. One is considered a rasha, one is considered tzaddik. Tomer zinsa. Tomer is mizana, yotzim mimena, melachim unavim. This is before Matan Torah, and there's no isser for father-in-law to have relations with a kala, with a daughter-in-law. What? But she was, the isser is the kala part. That's
she was supposed to yibum.
Yeah, no.
The next kid.
Not him.
She was supposed to yibum.
Right, with her brother-in-law, but she went to the father-in-law.
Right.
Okay, but there's no isser back then, and she did it. The type of, the act. The act was an act of znos. And yatsu mimena melachim unavim, she was zoicha to kings and avim. Zimri, Zinon, his nos naflu kamer revavis misro. Because of him, 24,000 Yidden died. Omer Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak, g'doyla aver l'shma mitzvah shelo l'shma. There's a concept that we don't have today called avera l'shma. It's you do an avera l'shem shamayim. The only way you can really do it, as it's muchach in the Gemara, is if you do it 100% l'shem shamayim. Let's say you eat a cheeseburger l'shem shamayim, so you have to make sure you don't enjoy yourself even 1% or whatever else. You make sure you don't have any gaiva whatsoever. You don't get any covered from it. The idea, says the Gemara, to do an avera l'shma, and we're going to see it like by Yoel, it's greater. G'dayla avera l'shma mi mitzvah shaloi l'shma. So it's greater than a mitzvah. A person comes and shows off. He does a mitzvah, but he wants to get recognition, whatever it is. So the avera that you do l'shma completely shem shamayim is greater than the mitzvah that's not 100% l'shma. Shenemar, which part? The avera or the mitzvah part?
The avera, much easier.
No, it's much harder. Much harder.
You think?
I know. It's impossible. To do l'shma, to take every pleasure out of it.
I just hate the avera that I'm doing. I hate this.
Right.
I'm in.
Like what? Give me an example. Why would you do it then?
Cheeseburger.
Why would you do it?
Because it's l'shma. It's a beautiful thing. You're saying it's greater than a mitzvah.
But it has to make sense. You have to do it for a reason. You're doing it to
Save a life.
to make a kiddush Hashem. But obviously you want it. You see, there is a 1% in there that you want to do it. That 1% ruins it. Shenemar tevarach min noshim Yoel. The story with Yoel. Eishes chever akeni min noshim Yoel tevarach. She went and she seduced Sisera, right? Sisera, and she, even though she had relations, but she did it l'shem shamayim. And the Gemara is going to talk about it. Was there any benefit? Did she have anything out of it? Manini, it says tevarach min noshim. She gets a bigger bracha from the women of the tent. Which women are these? Noshim ba'ayel, Sarah, Rivka, Rocha, V'leah. Not just women, the greatest. What she did is greater than Sarah, Rivka, Rocha, V'leah. Eini, V'amar Rav Yehuda Merav, Lo'ilam Yatzak Odom B'Torah, Ube Mitzvos, Afilu Shloi L'Shma. Come in the morning. Sometimes you come because your wife kicked you out of the house. She made you go to shir. Not because you really want to, but it's Shemitah Shloi L'Shma, Ba L'Shma. For doing it, you do it, and eventually you do it for the right reason. So how do you say that doing an Avera L'Shma is greater than a mitzvah Shalei L'Shma. Says Gemara, Eima Kim mitzvah Shalei L'Shma. Okay, an Avera L'Shma is on the same, not greater, it's on the same level. Because doing a mitzvah Shalei L'Shma is also very powerful. A lot of people start off like that. Most people start off like that. If you didn't start off with Shalei L'Shma, how are you going to get to L'Shma? Not on the first day it's going to be completely L'Shma. Start off, you do it, even though you don't like it 100%, you do it. Omer Rabbi Yochanan, Sheva bi'ilois ba'al Yisarosha b'Yisei Shah. Sisera was with the Yald 7 times, as the pasuk says, Kara Nofal. It says Kara Nofal 3 times. Kara is 1, Nofal is 2, times 3 is 6. Plus the word Shachav is a total of 7. Shenemar bein ragleh Kara Nofal Shachav. Ask the Gemara, how could you call this a Avera L'Shma? But she had a physical benefit from it. She hated every moment of it. There was zero hana, nothing. From here, Rabbi Yisrael Salanter proves that in order to do an Avera L'Shma, which is not recommended because many people who tried it in the past, I'm talking about thousands of years ago, they tried it, and each one, not every time, but a lot of times you see Navi and this and that they were nichshal in some small part, and there was a downfall. Shol Salanter. No. Oh yeah. So he proves from here that it has to be 0, because the Gemara says, it's only because it was raw was she allowed to do it. Had she had any benefit from it, it would have been awesome for her. The famous Shalom Ber Sorotskin, the one with the bigger, now he's known for the Aron Kodesh, but he has the largest yeshivas and kolim in the world. He went to Rav Shteiman, and Rav Shteiman asked him, how much of what you're doing is L'Shma and how much is not L'Shma? Probably 80% is Shaloi L'Shma and 20% is L'Shma. So Rav Shteiman told him, what a shame. If it was 100% Shaloi L'Shma, we would have had many more koilim in yeshivas. Zog the Gemara, Omer Rav Yehuda Omer Rav, Lo Elam Yasek Odom Bat Torah U'B'Mitzvos Afilu Shaloi L'Shma. Oh, Paskin's Rav, go ahead, learn Torah, do mitzvahs, even without the typical yeshiva guy not typical. There are some, once in a while, the guy does a lot of shuckling and he tries to grab attention for himself. He's screaming. For shidduchim, they say l'shma of the girl, whatever it is, l'shma. Shaloi l'shma. But mitach shaloi l'shma, ba l'shma. Maybe other people will learn from him. They'll learn l'shma. I don't know, but start out. If that's what it takes, that's what it takes. But I saw that it says that shaloi l'shma means that you have kavana that eventually one day I'll get to the l'shma. Not that you lechatchila, you're doing it to get covet, to get something else out of it. Okay.
Motivators.
Huh?
Mitzvah motivators.
Mitzvah motivators. Exactly. That's the what you're talking about is the Rambam. Mitzvah motivators. Officials. Mitzvah. The Rambam talks about it. You give a little bit of a candy. It's for the candy. But eventually, you learn that the candy is shtusim, and you get into it. Like mamish, like the Gemaras that we do. You're right. Free Gemara, come in, and then eventually.
Rebellion, metoich, the lo lishma, ba lishma. There is a little bit of an etzoitz of lishma even within the lo lishma.
Metoich, very nice. Okay.
There are natives.
Who says this?
There are natives of Biala, one of the Biala Rebbes.
Yala Rebbe. Metoich shaloi lishma. In the shaloi lishma, well, it says before. Well, yeah, I guess every shaloi lishma has a little bit of lishma, tiny bit. That's the metoich. Okay, very good. Zog the Gemara. Shebischaria, I'll prove it to you. A Rosh Merusha, what to destroy Klal Yisrael. Shebischaria boy mushnayim karbanos shikriv bala karasha. He brought 42 karbanos. Takadosh Baruch Hu. But his intent was to destroy Klal Yisrael through them. Yatsa mimenu Rus. His descendant came out of him. The Omer Rabbi Yossi, and that's why he was to Rus, because of those karbanos. The Omer Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Chanina, Rus bas benoy shel Egloin, ben benoy shel Balak, Melech Moav. Way back, the great grandfather of Rus was Balak. Super important. Also, you saw that we can take home the way we speak. There's a big difference in a lashon nekiya and a grub lashon. HaKadosh Baruch Hu pays attention. Person talks nicely, gets rewarded. Malcha. From here. The oldest daughter of light had relations. She named her son Mayav, from my father. Don't do war with them. And the Gemara is medayik. Milchama hu deloi, top of Yud Aleph, Amud Aleph. 10 daf into Horayos. Almost done. You're allowed to be mitzayir them. In fact, Yisrael mitzayir them. From Moav. They went, scared them, took stuff from them. But the younger one, she named the more tznizdika name, not the son of my father, but the son of my nation. Amar lei, and Hashem said, Al Tetzurim to Moshe Rabbeinu, Al Tetzurim Al Tizgur Bam Klal. Bam Klal, says the Gemara. Nothing. Afilu Tzuri Loi. When I was learning this, I was thinking to myself, what do you guys think? Think quick. The Houthis, are they in a war with us, or they're shepherding us? Is it a war when they send a missile and never, half the time it falls in the ocean? Usually we're able to, didn't really cause that much damage. I think one or two people, want to be in a war. They can want, but are they? They activated siren. Is that Lizgar? That's to be mitzar. But is that a milchama? You say no. Okay, you're good. He says yes. You see, beautiful. Right next to each other, we have machlokes already.
But you take out 12.
They did kill somebody. They killed one person once in Tel Aviv.
But you take out their entire government. Is it a war, or you just chuckling that out?
It's a retaliation for the Lizgar bomb.
Is it a war?
They call it a war.
He said, oh, so you're asking them? They call it a war.
They say that the oldest also mentioned in Shimmy. They sent Moab, Dafka to publicize.
That's the continuation of the Ramesh Feinstein story. The reason why, I forgot to say it, it's in that thing, it isn't foolish, that the reason why that Rav got punished with the tongue is because they explained to him, said, we didn't want to start a new religion. We wanted people to know, Mayav, this is not an immaculate conception. Okay, but look at this Rashi, beautiful Rashi over here. Rashi says at the end, he says, V'layayid. 2 lines from the bottom of the Rashi. Afilu b'chir the karite av hakasav pirsama. Looked at the Torah did it. D'chsiv vatishkav es aviha u'betzir ksiv vatishkav imay. The Torah also was more refined when it mentioned the second one. Vatishkav imay, says Rashi. Nice deal. Omer Rav Chia Barav and Omer Yeshua ben Karcha. La'olam yakdim adam lidvar mitzvah. A person should jump in to do a mitzvah, be the first one. So yes, the older one, she messed up in the naming of the child, but she jumped in first. There's a Rav that was darshaning to the Olam and telling everybody about Gershon ben Aminadav that jumped into the water, and Gershon ben Aminadav. Nachshon. He kept on saying Gershon ben Aminadav. And the Olam kept on correcting him. Nachshon. And he said, Gershon jumped in, but his older brother Nachshon jumped in way before him. It was 1 minute before, and he missed out for the rest of his life. Rabbi Isai, number one, I got to tell you, seriously, I thought about this. We have 22 locations in Eretz Yisrael, 22 locations. Some of them have 15, 20 every night. It's just going to grow, Be'ezer Hashem. The Nachshons, and we have now in America, I don't know how many, at least 10 places, and we're starting, and Be'ezer Hashem, it's going to be Gishmak. The guys that jumped in Los Angeles opening, they did the Nachshons. The people that jump in first, they get schar forever. It's just the bank account keeps on growing and growing and growing. You got to be the Nachshon. You're thinking about, one day we'll open, jump! The one that jumps first. The difference between jumping first and chilling out and okay, maybe later, a different time. That's the difference right over here, 4 generations.
Don't be a Gershon. No, we need Gershon.
Don't be Gershon. Don't be Gershon. And the same thing, Rabbi Isa would bring another Yid. Yeah, I'll do it. Do it! Tonight it's Friday night in Shul. Your opportunity to meet 10 people that haven't opened up a sefer in 10 years. You know it. They're there in Shul. You go over them. Come out of your comfort zone. You know it's hard. You do it anyway. You never know. The guy's going to be makir toivet to you for the rest of your life. Be the nachshon. Rabbanon. Tell Rabbanon. Miyam Haaretz, Prat Mashiach, steht in Pasuk. Here we go. The famous Pasuk. I don't know how many times we're going to see this now in Kachim. Boy said Kachim is coming up this week. It's unbelievable. Miyam Haaretz. What's Miyam Haaretz? Who brings a carbon shoygig, a chatas, a regular chatas, a person who chal Shabbos by mistake? Miyam Haaretz. And not Prat Mashiach, and not a Kohen Gadol. Me'am haaretz, prat l'nasi, and not a king. But what do you mean? There's a mefurish pasuk that a Kohen Gadol has to bring a bull and not a goat, a female goat, sheep. Nasi lidim b'soyer, and a king brings a male goat, not a female. Shiachal. I'll take Mashiach al helam davar m'shigas ma'isa maybe par. A Kohen Gadol, when he messes up, he paskins the wrong thing, then he goes ahead and he does it, then he has to bring a bull. But if he acts like a regular human being, a regular yid, ashikas maisa l'chudei, but if he does something b'shoygei, he's mechal Shabbos by mistake, maybe then he should be like everybody else. Maybe kizbo usira. Oh, tamad loy mar ma'amaris. That's why I need ma'amaris. You're right. You have a good kasha. It says before that a Kohen Gadol brings a bull. But I think that's in one case of Helam Davar and then Shigas Maisa. But a regular case of Shigas Maisa, like all of us, we don't have Helam Davar. We don't have a psak. We don't make our own psak. We do. We forget. Then maybe you should bring a regular carbon like everybody else? No. Only Ma'am Haaretz Prat, the Mashiach, Ma'am Haaretz Prat Lanasi, and a king doesn't either. Ask the Gemara, wait a minute. Teinach Mashiach, I get it. Kohen Gadol brings a bull. And if he does it something b'shayik, he doesn't bring anything. But what's the chiddush? Ma'am haaretz. A king does bring a carbon when he messes up without a helam davar. So then why do I need a pasuk for him? To say, oh, ma'am haaretz. He does bring. What happened was he ate the kezayis, he did the isser when he was a common person. He wasn't a king. And afterwards he became a king. And then when he was the king, they said, by the way, you know that whole batch of Shuman, it wasn't Shuman, it was Chaylev. So maybe you should bring the carbon like a common person because he did the Aver when he was a common person. Kamash Malon, it doesn't bring anything. Ask the Gemara, wait a minute. We're forgetting what we learned yesterday. Shimmy. The Azal Basar Yediyah, remember we had a whole sugya. What kind of carbon do you bring? From the time you bring the carbon of the time that you did the Aver, or the time that you figured it out. According to Shimmy, the Azal Basar Yediyah, it goes by when you figured it out. Oh, so you figured it out when you're a king. So that's it. You don't bring a carbon of a common person. But according to Rabbanon, that it goes at the time that you did the sin. At the time that you did the sin, you weren't a king yet. So bring a common carbon like a common person. What's the problem? There's two halves of the story. One half is, one half, now comes the slide. One half of the chaylev is he ate when he was a common person. V'nismano, and then he became a king. V'ishlimoi, and then he, here like this. Those are my favorite sounds, by the way. ASMR. The sound. Yeah, those who are sensitive to sounds, wow. Yeah. By the way, I know two people that that sensitivity to sounds is madbik. It's catchy. It's contagious. It's contagious. Yeah. My wife developed it later on in her 40s, and Benny Rudnick also developed it. He wasn't like that until he started this year. I'm not joking. It's very dangerous. Huh? Dear Rebelli, thank you for changing my life. Listen, there's miles of chesroinus, a lot of stuff. So he started eating the chaylev when he was a commoner, and he finished off when he was a king. There's a famous story. Stephen Bathory, whatever his name is, in 1586, he was a Polish king, and he died. He died. And they have a rule in Poland that you can't go 21 days without a king. And of course, they couldn't decide who's going to be the king. So they came with a big chap. There's a yid, Reb Shol Val, that last night a bunch of people are related to him. Dr. Levitin is related to him, is a Ben Achar Ben, whatever, not Ben, but it's related. It's also from the Katzenelbogen family. It's a real story, 450 years ago. He was a Choshev Yid, and they liked him over there. He was considered a respected, and he's not going to steal anything. He's not going to take over. So he said like this, let's make him a king for one day. That's the king of one day, the story of a king of one day. We'll make him a king, and then it restarts at 21 days. And so while he was the king for one day, he went in there and he changed up a bunch of the things that were anti-Semitic and different rules, different laws. He accomplished. He's king for one day. Why am I saying it? Because there's a problem over here. We all know, we learned here in this sugya, and then this Masech, where was it? In this Masech, I think. In order to be over any Isser, you have to eat it within a certain amount of time. You can't eat half a piece of chaylev in 2025 and another half a piece of chaylev in 2026. It doesn't work. It has to be kedei achilas pras. 5 minutes, 9 minutes. So it must be that this whole story on the treadmill, the Sabbath Eisen, the next one is you're going to see, the next one is he gets older. It has to be within 5 minutes, the whole thing. Okay, so I'm just saying there's such a thing as becoming a king within 5 minutes and becoming ice king, whatever it is.
You got the call in the middle of dinner.
You got what?
You got the call in the middle of dinner.
Exactly. Or in this case, they told him, hey, by the way, you're the king. So he celebrated with a l'chaim and a shtik chazer,
George W. Bush got the call that he was elected president in the middle of dinner.
Oh.
So before that he was eating supper, he was not president. And the official confirmation came.
Why? Most of them sit out there and they
I remember reading this. Him and his wife having supper.
Most people are not that calm that could eat supper. Okay, fine.
Meatloaves.
1 minute. I have a few guests here. What's your name? Shalom Aleichem. From Brooklyn. Shalom Aleichem. These guys next to you are who?
First day.
First time ever. Okay, Shalom Aleichem. First day ever in MDY, doing MDY. You came, there's an attraction over here. It's one of the things. Yeah. It is. So, what's your name all the way in the back? From? Also Brooklyn. Rabbi Young from Brooklyn. And then I saw, what's your name? You're here. I see. Okay, yeah. The guy next to you is hiding, so I'm not going to call on him. So, what's your name? Hecht. From? Monsi. Kennst du them? Das Jiddisch, no? Sei geht. Ich hab schon verstanden, ja. Ja. Ich sehe das auf dir, ja. Ich kenne die Sache.
Not hiding it, very stolz.
Okay, got it. Who else? You're kind of new. What's your name?
Eli Hartman.
Eli Hartman. From?
Los Angeles.
Shalom Aleichem. You know, we're opening up two.
I know, I'm going to be here still though when they open up.
But when you get back, you're going to give them a little chizuk, even though you don't need...
I'm Shlomo's neighbor.
I don't know where he is. He's not even going to be there.
I know, but I'll get him.
What made you Shlomo's neighbor? Next door?
Not right next door.
Because the next door is the guy with all those cars.
Yeah, not that guy.
There's a young firm guy who lives next door to Shlomo Lazarian. In his driveway, he has a brand new Rolls Royce, brand new Ferrari, and like a Porsche. Like
Brand new Lamborghini this week.
This week, yeah. MS? You serious? MS, brand new Lamborghini. He's not married. He puts his money into cars. I tried. I knocked on his door on Shabbos, went into his house, and spoke to him about coming to the shir. Huh? Who?
You should give him a McLaren to join the shir.
He said good. He said I should give him a McLaren to join the shir. I'm not going to let you down. We're going to finish the Masechta on time. Who else? One last one. Who else is here? Who? Okay, I don't see him now. Exciting. Okay, you made up. I said, maybe you should take the half a chaylev that he ate when he was a king, put it together with the half a piece of chaylev that he ate when he was a commoner, and he should bring a regular common korban Kamash Malon, he's potter completely. I have a question. Nesios Moshe Tafsik. Could becoming a king make a break, a hefsek in middle? Heichidami, like what? Oh, v'avar. Here's a case, the same case, but there's one more step. I don't know why Yoshi put this in there. I guess this looks like me. That's the Ami, I get it. This is the Ami picture of me holding the Gemara. Here we go. This is the case. He eats a chatzik gezayis now. Yeah. Then he becomes a king, but he's not eating. Now he goes a little slower. He's getting older. This is all within 5 minutes. He's wearing an MDY hat. Okay. So the case is he ate the two parts when he wasn't the king, but there's a king in the middle. Does the king in the middle make a hefsek? Wow, this is a crazy case. He ate chaylev. Hello, you're the king. Okay, I'm the king. He didn't eat anything. By the way, you're not a king. We made a mistake. Wrong phone number. And then he eats another piece all within 5 minutes. Okay. No. It was a real. You're right. But I'm joking. But the whole case is a funny case. He's a real king. No, we made a mistake. Like we realized you're a shaita. Okay. Boom. Next, you're out. The first case, I guess there's no tziruf. Why there's no tziruf? The second half he ate, he was a king. So the king and the non-king don't connect. Both parts, he was a commoner. Just what? He was a king in the middle. So maybe it should go together. Or perhaps not. I can say from here. I can prove from here. Oh, a person ate chaylev, he did it avera, so he brought a carbon. What does a good yid do? He brings a carbon. What does a not such a good yid do? Vehemer, he flies off the derech. V'chazar boy, but then he retracted. There's a concept. What's the concept called, Rabbi Isai? Dichoy. Tshuva is something else. There is a concept called tshuva. I'm talking about dichoy now. Once something is pushed off, we learned, like let's say you can't bring the carbon to the mizbeach. The mizbeach is broken. A piece of the mizbeach is missing, so you can't bring this carbon on the mizbeach. So even if you repair the mizbeach, the carbon is gone forever. It's pushed off. So what happened over here? He brought a carbon. He was allowed to bring a carbon. He's a good yid. Then he went off the derech. He's also for him to bring a carbon. So it became dachu. He became pushed off. Then he became b'chazar bay. Then he became a bal tshuva. But that's it. This carbon can no longer be brought on. So the Gemara wants to say the same thing by us. He was a commoner. And then he's a king. When he's the king, he can't bring the carbon because he's a king. And then he became a commoner. So it was dachui. So the Gemara, but wait a minute, maybe it's different. This is typical Gemara to see how two things are different. When he's a mummer, he can't bring any carbon. So therefore, it's a real hefsek. But this commoner who became a king, who became a commoner, when he was a king, he could bring karbanos. A king always brings, just not that one. But it's not. He's still in the parsha. What if a person, let's think about it for a second, Rabbi said going into Kachim, a person is not sure 100% if he did an Avera. He might have did the Avera, he might have not. What does he have to do? He has to bring a carbon. What kind of carbon? Asham Talui. He brings a carbon on a suffix. So he had to bring a carbon on a suffix when he was a common person. Vinismana became a king, and it became known to him that he made a suffix. In other words, that he ate a suffix. Mao, as a king, does he have to bring the carbon of the suffix? I'll leave it there. According to Rabbanon, who say that it goes by the time that you made the Aveira, he was a common person, so you bring it. The Ma'aser Hashem told it. I'll leave it there, Rav Shimon. But the question is going to be, according to Rav Shimon, that what? When we look at the king, he changes. He's like a new person. He has to bring a different type of carbon now that he's a king. Instead of a female goat, he brings a male goat. Or Dilma, so male, when it comes to Hashem Tali also. He's a new person. What he's chayiv from before, he's not chayiv now. What changed when he became a king? The type of carbon went from female to male. But when Asham Tali, when you're a common person, you bring a male goat. When you're a king, you bring a male goat. So nothing changed. She's not a different person, but to get to the carbon, maybe you should bring the Asham Tali. Teiko. I don't know. Don't know about it. Mayamar is proud of Mumar. Oh, so we're going into a little sugi now of, I don't know if off the derech is the right word. They have better, nicer words today. A person who got a little confused. What do they call him? A different derech. No, I don't like that one. No.
Jewish challenge.
Religiously challenged. I like that. Rebbeinu Shalom challenged. Me'amar Prat Lemumar. Reb Shimon Bar Yosi Omer. So in other words, the Torah says you bring a carbon chatos, but not if you're a mumar, not if you don't believe. Reb Shimon Bar Yosi Omer Mishum Reb Shimon Asher Lo Yisrael Sena B'Shgaga Ve'Oshem. In other words, we have two psukim here. You can learn it from Ma'amaretz, from the Mem, Me'amaretz. Not all commoners, most, there are people that don't deserve to bring a carbon. Or, by the Nasi it says, Asher Lo Yisrael Sena B'Shgaga Ve'Oshem. That it seems like Ashab B'Idiyasai may be carbon al Shigasai. If you have Charata, you do Tshuva Mamish, in the Gela Maisa today. Lo Ashab B'Idiyasai, and it may be carbon al Shigasai. You have to be able to be a person who regrets, who retracts, not a person that doesn't believe. My benai, what's the difference? What pasuk you learn from? He's a person who eats cheeseburgers, but he'll never drink blood. So here we have a little bit of the Maisa here.
What? Do I look like someone who drinks blood? I am a religious man. My grandfather was a great rabbi in Poland.
Anyways, blood is not something he does. Now, seriously, to talk about it, there's two things that I need to point out. Blood and chaylev are in the same pasuk. In the same pasuk, same einish, so there's similarities. You could also say the reason he doesn't drink blood, because I don't either drink blood. Not because it's usher, because it's gross. So we don't know why he doesn't drink blood. He's not a fruma when it comes to blood, he just doesn't drink blood. So with those ideas, maybe this will be more understandable. Since he eats chaylev, he's a guy that doesn't care about the Torah, so he'll drink blood also. Memela, his carbon is not a good carbon for dam. No, at the end of the day, he's makbid not to drink blood. So Memela, when it comes to blood, he's mekayim that pasuk of Shabi Diyasai, that he does tshuva for blood. And Memela, he could bring a carbon for that. As the Gemara of Rava, Omar, the Kuli Yam Lechol Chaylev lehav Ledam. In other words, the question is in Rava. We're not going to ask a kasha from Rava on them, but Rava himself, he holds there's no difference. Everybody holds that if you're a mummer to eat chaylev, you're not. And by the way, this whole sugya, we had a machlokes once. If you're mummer l'dover echad, you're mummer l'kol hatarikula, a person that says, there's no such thing as lashon hara. Lashon hara doesn't exist. Does that mean he's not mekayim the rest of the Torah? No. So according to this sugya, is going no. There's something called mummer l'dover echad. It doesn't make him a rasha for the rest of the Torah. Oh, says Rava. Just because he eats chaylev, cheeseburgers, doesn't mean he's a mummer to other things for dam. Ella, so what's going on? So first of all, let's just see. There's two types of mummers. There's a mummer l'teyavain, mummer l'hachas. Mummer l'teyavain means he's a person who's on a trip. He's in another country. He goes to what do they call it? I eat milchik salad. What do they call it? In the restaurant, in the airport, he eats a shtickle cheeseburger. Just in the airport. But when he's in Borough Park, in Muncie, then look, it's easy to get kosher, so he gets kosher. That's mumor l'tiyavad. When he's hungry, there's a person who doesn't care. I have a good video. This is good, Grada. I like this. I forgot to show this in Hebrew last night. This is Givaldik. Look at this meal this guy's eating here. I love it. This is so typical.
We had a few Badatz meals left, so we need this one back.
Ooh, my favorite. Steamed carrots and chicken.
Yeah. Even in his face. Steamed carrots and chicken. It's so true, so true. There's only one meal better than that, and I was able to get it twice in business. The month after Pesach, they don't chap. They still have their kosher for Passover meals. And they don't realize nobody's interested in the matzah with the dry this. It's neiravayim. But it's business class, and they give it to you and they wrap it. I was zeicha, me and my wife were zeicha to frozen gefilte fish. You also got it?
I got a frozen meal on a lot of airlines. It's just frozen meals. I got Polish Airlines.
But frozen, it said frozen on it, so the frozen you have to eat frozen. But there's nothing better than frozen gefilte fish. You gotta be asking. There's certain things you can eat frozen. Gefilte fish, top. Especially if you're Sephardi. They love frozen gefilte fish. So the Gemara. Okay, so there's a guy. Listen, if there's a badatz meal, I'll take it. Not a badatz meal. I've seen it with my own eyes on a plane. What? What?
More than that video.
No. Who told you? Show it again? You just want to see it again? What? I like the expressions. He closes his eyes behind. No.
We had a few Badatz meals left, so we need this one back.
Ooh, my favorite. Steamed carrots and chicken.
The face of cynicism. Is it? Okay. Oh, so he's a person that eats l'tiyavan. He's not a bad guy, but he's a bad guy. And now today he thought he's doing something good. He's eating shuman, he's eating kosher. But he got the chaylev. He's considered a mummer because why? Because when he goes through the airport, he eats cheeseburgers, so he can't bring a carbon. It says in the Torah that you have to regret. He regrets. Why? If he could get the kosher meal, he'll take the kosher meal. By the way, I love this ma'isa. Just a guy tells his friend, if you eat this frog, I'll give you $100. For $100, he'll eat a frog. Why not? So he eats the frog. He's finished with the frog. He looks at the other guy and says, you know what? If you eat the frog, I'll give you $100. So he says, okay. He ate the frog, give him $100. Then he looks at him and says, you realize what just happened? We both ate frogs and we got nothing out of it. This is a very strange lashon. This part is great. If you eat chaylev, which is awesome in the deraisa, you become a mummer. Vezu mummer, and what is a mummer? I just answered the question. Okay, so we're going to have to address this. Vezu mummer, what's a mummer? If you eat all these things, you drink wine, that's nesach, you're a mummer. Even if you wear shatnez. Omar Mar, can't even say the stories anymore. Okay, fine, I'll say it real quickly. Rav Shimshon Pikos, he saw that people don't really know much about shatnez. He went ahead and he learned how to check shatnez. And he became a mumcha. He's in yeshiva one day, and he remembers in the class, they taught him that a certain company, whatever, the jeans, I don't know what, this is shatnez. So he goes to this bacher, he says, hey, get over here, let me check this out. And he pulls one of the strings, he takes a lighter out, and it burnt a certain way. Oh, it's shatnez. Take off your pants right here in the middle of Beis Medrash. And he took off his frock. That's the halacha. You got to take it off on the spot. Took his frock, covered him real quick, and yeah. Okay. Anyway, Mari the Kamaisa. Yeah, we said. I have no idea where I am. My comment, what's going on here? You just answered the question, then you asked me a question. This is what he means. If you eat chaylev because you're hungry, you become a mummer. Lahachis, but if you do it to upset the Rebbeinu Shalom, I raise it tzduki. You're at the top level of tzduki. What's the difference between a tzduki and a mummer? A tzduki, if he writes a Sefer Torah, you must burn the Sefer Torah. If a mummer writes a Sefer Torah, you bury. What's a tzduki? These are, says Rashi, nashi kotzabahem. You're disgusted in these things. You eat a rat, disgusting. B'shasa yayin nesach is good. Could be mamish. But the pshat is, it's yayin nesach, it's avodah zara. You're on a whole different level. You're drinking avodah zara, you're bad. Even somebody that wears shatnez, might be nice. What's the difference if the Isser, if he's a person that's over and climb, it's a person that's over and chaylev? You can be now you climb the Rabbanon. So here's the right. So let me show you real quickly. Shua tavi v'noiz. The three things. Shua means to comb it out. Tavi means to. I could have used that thing that Peres Chaim Levim got me, or maybe. Yeah, whatever. Tavi, and noise means to weave it. That's midaraisa. That's the way you make shatnez deraisa. The Rabbanans have used one of the three things. So memela. What if a person he wears garments that has one of those three things? He's not really midaraisa a mummer or oiver. He's only oiver midarabbanan. Is that considered a mummer or not? Marsova, the Tanakama holds midaraisa have a mummer, the Rabbanan have a mummer. So if you wear the Rabbanan shatnez, you're not a mummer. Marsova klaim keeping the mefarsim isurayu isurei. The pasuk says you should do charata. You should have charata. Look, you're a person that doesn't care about the Rabbanans. I feel the Rabbanan have a mummer. Even climb the Rabbanan makes you a mummer. By the way, Amud Beis is very, very short, so don't worry about it. And one says that even doing it to upset the Rebbeinu Shloim doesn't make you tzduki. You're only a mummer. So what's the top level Russia? Avodah Zarah already puts you in another level. Meisvei. We had this in Avodah Zarah, mamish word for word. Ochal pari shechad yatu shechad. If a person eats one mosquito, harei a mummer, makes you a mummer. Now, but why does a person eat a mosquito? He eats a mosquito because he wants to upset the Rebbeinu Shalom, not because he's hungry or wants to taste it. Says Gemara, no, he's curious to know what the time of the Isser is. I have Givaldic stuff here, but because we're running late, I will skip. Vezu nasi zemelech. You want to see it? Go to the Hebrew shir. Toner Rabbana nasi yochol nasi shevet kenachim and aminadav. A nasi we said is a king. Maybe it means the head of the shevet. Tam eloim called mitzvahs Hashem elikav. Elanu oimer leman yilmad liyiros Hashem elikav. Daf Yudalef Amud Beis. Mala alon she'in al gabo vela Hashem elikav. You have to be a person that nobody's above you. Af nasi she'ein al gabo velo Hashem elikav. A nasi of a shevet has somebody above him. Who? Moshe Rabbeinu. But a king has no one above him, and that's what we're talking about. Super interesting shaila here. Rebbe is asking his Talmud. I Rebbe, I'm the greatest person in Klal Yisrael. He doesn't say it like that, but it's obvious. He's the top. He wrote the Mishnah, Galadar, the Nasi, wealthiest, the whole thing. If the Beis HaMikdash existed today, would I be considered a Nasi? I'm not a king, but there's nobody above me. He said there's nobody between me and the Rebbe. I'm the top. You gotta know halacha. It's not gaiva. I'm asking halacha over here. What kind of carbon do I have to bring? Omer Lei, so his Talmud tells him, Rebbe Chia tells him, Harei tzarascha beBavel. You're not the top. There's somebody else in Bavel. There's the Reish Golds in Bavel. So you ask him, what do you mean? You could have two. You have the Melech of Yisrael, the Melech of David, of Yehuda, and they both bring two different karbanos. I'm sorry to tell you, I'm saying it in a nice way because I'm your Talmud. Over there, the two kings, they rule separately. One is not above the other. Anan, he puts himself in there. We are subjugated, what's the word? To, is that a decent word? We are subservient to Bavel. If Safir Masnahachi, I have to get to that thing real quickly. Turning of the Daf by Adar Global Specialist in International Financial Services, Anonymous. L'zei Chinishmas Reb Chaim ben Reb Elazar Ashkenazi, Anonymous in gratitude to the rebellion and the wife for promoting Achdis Yisrael and Ahavas Yisrael. Rav says similar. He asked him the same question. Do I bring a female goat when I do a shoygig or a male goat? Am I considered a king? Over there in Bavel, they're considered a shevet. Hacha mechaykik, like a legislator. You're here in Eretz Yisrael, you're not a shevet, you're a mechaykik. V'tanya, And look at the pasuk. It says, "Le'yasser shevet mi Yehuda, zeresh goyel shebebavel." That's the top of Bavel. You're not in Bavel. You're in Eretz Yisrael. Sheroid is Yisrael b'makel. Over there, the head of the nation, the Rosh Golos, he uses force. We're below them. Here in Eretz Yisrael below. Memela, you bring a carbon like the rest of Klal Yisrael. This is not great, but that's what we have. Rabbi Sai, on Motzei Shabbos, 10 o'clock, there's going to be slichas over here after the Hebrew shir. Have a wonderful day and a good Shabbos.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.